How do you actually determine whether or not you are progressing on social media? Everyone will tell you how to grow on social media, how to get to 10,000 followers in 1 month and things like that. But how do you know whether or not you are progressing or your brand is progressing on social media? Let's talk about it. Hi there, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Raymond. I'm a social media and email marketing specialist. On this channel, we talk about social media content creation. We discuss marketing tips and tools and resources that you can use as an online business owner or as a service provider to deliver the best results for your clients. But today, I first want us to address this rare topic. How do you actually determine whether or not you are succeeding or you are progressing on social media? I know that is something that is so challenging after you have put a lot of effort, a lot of money, and you just don't know where you're going and what you're doing. But I want to help you today to be able to understand whether or not you are progressing on social media. But before I tell you how to know that, first things first, your goals. What were you doing in the first place before you built any strategy, before you created any content, before you did anything? What were you trying to do in the first place? Like, what are you trying to meet in real life? What are the things that you're meeting? What are the goals that you had? And they should be realistic and measurable goals. That should also have time frames, realistic and measurable goals with even time frames, so that you can know that you are doing the reality of life. You are doing the real thing. You're not just in the illusion of social media and things and stuff and YouTube episodes and things that are just putting you where you don't need to. But I'm not that kind of guy that is going to give you that illusion. But I want to tell you things that are realistic, that real people can implement in real life and solve real problems. Now, today we are going to use an example. And the example I'm taking today is DreamSect, my own business. Why I have picked DreamSect? Because DreamSect is also a new business. It has not been there selling for years and decades. So, actually, 3 months ago, when I could type DreamSect on Google search bar, Google could not give me any search results, even when my website is published and everything done. But the only result I think I got on Google for the past 3 months was the company's house register. Can you imagine? The company's house register was the only search results Google could bring from company's house website. But anything related to the business, social media accounts, website, nothing yet. The business is totally new to the face of the people. I've introduced it, and though I have been doing what I'm doing, but I did not take the initiative to like start a business and do something in the face of people like this. So that is why my business is completely new. But I'm going to use that very new business today to help you understand whether or not you are progressing on social media. As I said, first things first, your goals. Now, in my list here, we have quite a number of things that we want to achieve, that I want to achieve. It may not be the whole documentation you're seeing here, but I'm going to give you some highlights that can help you, and you can reposition it to your own self, to your own situation, and you can be able to see right into it. First is brand visibility. As a new brand that is not yet known by many people, we want brand visibility. We want people to be able to see the brand. I want people to see DreamSec. I want people to know what DreamSec is all about, what it does, and that I'm making people to visit our website and they're able to learn more about DreamSec and actually understands what purpose it is all about. We want to also build a community. That is our second goal here. Before we can tell whether or not we are succeeding, we should first have the things that we want to meet or the success that we want to achieve before we can determine whether or not we are succeeding. So community building. We want to build a community of people around our brand. And we are not going deep into each and everything, each one, but here community building, when I speak of community building, you know it's broad, it's not just followers, it's actually getting a group of people around your brand. From the very online audience you meet, the very followers you get, you need to be in position to build some community out of it, and that is something we're going to explore deep in another bit. Building trust with your audience is another thing we want to achieve. Like it or not, if you're a business owner, you're selling products or services, you are not going to just wake up one day because a YouTuber told you how to sell on TikTok, how to sell on Instagram and things and stuff like that, Pinterest, and you just wake up one day thinking that One post equals to sales. The first post equals sales. No way. That is not how it is going to work. I'm not saying it doesn't work completely. It has worked for some people. They have been able to get sales even on their first posts in their social media accounts because of how things went on their side. But don't go that direction. Don't put that in your mind. That is not the direction we are going to be going. Generate leads. That is something that can help us to be able to reach our audience on and off social media is when we have been able to generate leads. How many can give us their contact details? How many have subscribed to our newsletter that we can always give them an offer or just send them some updates and things and stuff like that that can help them to connect with our brand in depth, that can help to nurture such type of audience and make them to feel that the brand is more native and more related to them, their needs, or even their lifestyle. When you generate leads, you're able to connect with your audience in a deeper level, in a personalized manner. And you are not just depending on the algorithm to drive content like it is on social media where everyone is just depending on the algorithm, but actually no one is connected to your brand. The algorithm does it all. I don't think that is a good way to build a business. We want to convert the audience we are having into clients, to be your paying clients. Those are the goals that you set, but how do you actually know whether or not you are reaching those goals? And that is key performance indicators. KPIs everywhere, KPIs. Every business, every industry, KPIs. If you don't have key performance indicators, there's nothing that is going to tell you whether or not you are meeting your goals and moving in the right direction or not. Let's take here an example. We have the first on our list is reach. We want to reach as a new brand. For brand visibility to be achieved, we want to reach audience. Let's be honest, guys. We want to reach an audience and a good audience and new audience, not the followers you already have. And when we are not seeing our metrics showing us new reach, then we know that we still need to put in more effort. You need to still do something about this. If your metrics is not showing you have reached new audience of this size, you're not seeing new reach, or you're seeing only your audience, your videos or your content is rotating around the very followers you're having, then you gotta do something about it. You gotta change something in your strategy, or you have to just put in more effort or something you have to do, depending on what you're seeing on your metrics. We need website visits. As a business, we need people to also find that interest to visit our website and see what the business is all about, what it's doing, and we want to catch the mind and attention of the people so that they can learn more about it and whether or not they buy from it at the very moment. But I want you to know that if your brand has reached in the front of people, it's very important to see that you drive some website traffic and not just remain hanging on social media from one platform to another to another. You need to drive some traffic to your website. Returning viewers, and this is something that many people ignore actually. I see most of the content creators and social media managers, they focus on uh, new reach, and actually followers, but I don't focus on returning viewers. But I want you to focus on returning viewers as well. You shouldn't look at it as the only key metric, but you need it. It's very important. You can be able to know whether or not people that you are reaching actually find interest in your content, if they are really connecting with you in some level, either you or your brand. If you're a person or your business, they should be able to connect with you or your brand in some level.
They come back to visit your content, perhaps they even type your name on the sidebar. They look for your name on the sidebar. They visit your profile directly because they are connected to either you or your brand.
Now the good part that YouTube analytics can show you the number of people who return to view your content. I think that is a good pro for YouTube analytics. I say thumbs up for that. And we not also need followers. We need to get some followers, people that actually know part of our audience, because you are not going to sell to no one. You're not going to speak to no one. You need an audience. You need people that are ready and willing to listen from you. Now, I'm not saying it is a key metric. It is not, and none of this can stand alone as key metric. All these things together, they stand and they all help you to grow. If one is away, then potentially something could be wrong somewhere. But you need followers. I say you need, but don't make it the priority.
Like you need to get 10K, 100K, 1 month.
Things like that. I'm hearing people everywhere on Instagram, on Facebook, and people are just saying what they want to say, but sometimes you don't need them. Consider your goals and your needs, and that is when you're going to go the right direction. Newsletter subscribers. Now, this may or may not apply to you. In my particular situation, I don't need people to subscribe to my newsletter. And That is when I'm able to connect to them in a deeper level. That is when I'm able to personalize some information for them. That is when I'm able to give them some irresistible offer. That is when I'm able to actually nurture that audience and make them feel like this is the right match for them. Now, that is part of lead generation. If you're seeing you're generating leads and actually people are subscribing to your newsletter and they are happy connecting with you, don't mind even if they didn't buy from you that very moment, but it shows that you're progressing. Your goals are being met. Someday they'll buy from you. Maybe what that moment they don't need it. Maybe that moment they already have someone serving them. Maybe that moment they're struggling to meet out some things. You can't tell what is in people's life on the other end, but just keep in mind you are meeting your goals. If you are able to get people to subscribe to your newsletter, people that are willing to listen from you, then I think that is a good KPI that will show you that you are actually meeting your goals. And paying clients, we also need to sell our product or service.
So we're not just here to sit here for months and years and do
Nothing. We are here, we also want to be able to sell. Whereas we grow the audience, whereas we grow the brand, we also need to be in position to sell our products and services, because that is one of the goals that we have, to convert to paying clients. And you should see that if you're not seeing that for a very long period of time, then you should start revisiting your strategy. Depending on your goals, what type of business you're doing and how things work for you. You might have succeeded, you might be progressing, and you might be growing. But how you know? Your KPIs should match your metrics. If you're getting value from this content, please hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe and turn on the notification bell that you don't miss any single piece of content that we shall be sharing right here. I hope this has helped you to be in position to know whether or not you are succeeding on social media as an individual, as a personal brand, as a business brand, or even as a whatever you're trying to do. Even if you're just a content creator and you're trying to create content to monetize, but for you to be in position to know whether or not you're progressing on social media, there are some few things you need to keep in mind. You need to have some goals and also KPIs. Even if you're not selling a product or service, but you also need to list down some goals and KPIs that will help you as a content creator, for you to know whether or not you are succeeding and reaching towards your goal. And remember to just drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. Feel free to share your idea. Feel free to share yourself. Don't share down. We are all here to connect. We're all here to grow. And just feel free. Whatever you feel. If you have some idea better, if you have something, just drop in the comment below. And until next time, bye.